Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Hub back into the video today. And today, the Houston Astros beat the Washington Nationals 9-4 in spring training. What a win for the Astros today! This was a game that was on national television. I'm so used to these games being on the radio to the point where, when the Astros are finally on Space City Home Network, I'm calling it national. Well, it is kind of national television, but not everybody has Space City Home Network. But this game was on Space City Home Network today, and the Astros, as a complete team, finally had their best game. We didn't see everybody in the lineup today. Well, basically, we kind of did. I mean, you saw Altuve, you saw Alvarez, you saw Bregman, you saw Tucker, you saw Diaz. The only guy that you didn't see today, there are two guys that were not in the lineup today that you will see opening day in the Astros opening lineup, and that is first baseman Jose Abreu and also Jake Myers. So those were the only two guys out there today that were not in the lineup today for the Astros. Everybody else was. Everybody else, you saw Altuve, you saw Jordan, you saw Bregman, you saw Tucker, you saw Diaz. You had McCormick and Pena in the lineup. So, and this was a great game for the Astros. Got off to a great start in the first inning, hit 2 home runs, and the Astros have had some good games this spring so far. I think their last game, they had like 9 or 10 runs, something like that. They've had some good games so far, but the thing is that this was their best game. This is the best game we've seen from the Astros from their starters and their main players so far this spring, and they got up to a great start. Let's go over it. So let's start off with winning pitcher, and that is Jose Urquidy. 2-0 this spring, 4 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, 0 walks. It's the most by any starter. It's the most innings to be pitched by any Astros starter this spring so far. No one's gone over 3 innings. We've seen a couple. I think we saw Spencer Argotti in the last start pitch three innings and 1/3 of the fourth. But he's not a guy that's going to be a starter for the Astros this season. Like all the guys like Hunter Brown, Christian Javier, and Framber Valdez and Jose Urquidy. We haven't seen JP France this spring so far because he's injured, or Justin Verlander for that matter. He's injured as well. Obviously, we know, Luis Garcia and Lance McCullers Jr. Are injured as well. But out of the 4 starters that are available this spring, and Urquidy, Christian Javier, also Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez, this is the most innings to be pitched by one of the Astros starters in 4 innings for Urquidy. He's 2-0 this spring. Loss goes to Williams. He's 0-1 this spring. He gave up 8 hits and 5 earned runs with 3 strikeouts and 3 innings of work. So that's tough. Like I said, the Astros lineup got off to an early start in this one. First inning, Jose Altuve, first pitch of the game with a home run to left, 1-0. Love when that happens. Then the first inning, the Astros get some runners on with Alvarez and Bregman. I really hope we can get some situations like this in the regular season where, where Bregman and Alvarez can get on, and then that's the kind of the benefit of Jordan batting 2 compared to maybe seeing Altuve 1, Bregman 2, Tucker 3, and then Alvarez 4 is the point where if Alvarez and Bregman get on, then you have a dangerous hitter like Kyle Tucker up, and that's what he does right here. 3-run shot for Kyle Tucker, home run to right center. Alvarez scored and Bregman scored. It's 4-0. Second inning, the Nationals scored their first run of the game, and Yepez singled to center. Adams scored. Yepez to second. It's 4-1. Second inning, Yainer Diaz with an RBI single to left. Bregman scored. Tucker to third, and it's 1-5. And in the fourth inning, Jordan has taken liftoff. Jordan Alvarez's first home run of this spring so far. Jordan hits a home run to right. It's 6-1, and that's not all for the fourth inning. Bregman gets on, and fourth inning, John Singleton with a RBI single to center. Usually when you see John Singleton in that lineup, when the lineup card is posted, usually you're like, oh, God. But John Singleton definitely didn't have a bad game today. Had an RBI single, went 2 for 4, but Good game for John Singleton. That made the game 7-1. And how about Jeremy Pena here in the fifth inning with a triple to right, and there was an error by right fielder James Wood, and Jeremy Pena scored and went all the way to home on that hit in the fifth to make it 8-1. Then Adams in the sixth with a home run to left. Black and Horn scored its 3-8. That's a 2-run shot, and then seventh inning Pickini single to center, and Baker scored its 8-4. Astros still lead, of course, and in the seventh inning, Astros starters are out of the game, and Pedro Leon hits an RBI single to center. Dubon scored, and Hamilton to third. It's 9-4. Let's go over the Astros individual batters today. Jose Altuve 1-for-3, hit that home run in the leadoff spot, and then went 0-for-2 the rest of the day. Dubon would replace him and went 1-for-2 with a strikeout and a double to left in the seventh. Then we saw Yordan Alvarez, who went 2-for-3 today. He had a single to center in the first, and he had a home run to right and scored 2 runs. He was replaced by Quincy Hamilton, who went 0-for-1, had a walk in the seventh. Bregman was 3-for-3 today. This is the best we've seen of Bregman so far. He was playing terrible to start off spring, but Bregman finally got in his groove, which is a great thing. He had a couple singles. First inning single to right, Alvarez to third. Second inning single to right. Fourth inning double to left and scored 3 runs. That's great to see from Alex Bregman right there. He was replaced by Pedro Leon, who would play center field. And he struck out looking in his first at-bat, but then he got that RBI single we just talked about. Kyle Tucker was 2-for-2 today. He got on base every single at-bat in 3 at-bats. Home run in his first at-bat, 3-run shot. And then second inning, he had a single to right, Bregman to second. And then he had a walk in his final at-bat in the fourth. Justin Dearden would replace him, and he got 2 at-bats and walked in both of them. So he sixth inning walk and seventh inning walk to get Leon to second. Yainer Diaz was 1-for-3 today. He walked in the sixth inning, and he had a RBI single in the second inning, and in the fourth inning he grounded into double play. He was replaced by Price as a pinch hitter. He struck out looking in his only at-bat. Luke Berryhill would also replace him, but he had no at-bats in this game. John Singleton went 2-for-4 today, not bad at all. In his first 2 at-bats, he was safe at first on throwing error by second baseman Luis Garcia Jr., not our Luis Garcia, their Luis Garcia. And then his next at-bat, he struck out swinging. And then fourth inning, he had that RBI single to score Bregman. And then sixth inning, he had a single to load the bases up to right, Diaz to second, and Dearden to third. That'd be it for Singleton. He went 2-for-4 and reached base 3 out of the 4 at bats he had today, so that's great. Jordan Brewer would replace him in this game, and he struck out looking in his only at bat. Chas McCormick went 1-for-3 today. He singled to left in his only hit, and that was it for Chas. But he also got safe at first on a error. And then Luciano replaced him. And he got 2 at-bats and grounded out in 2 of those bats. One was a double play. Victor Caratini got to start at DH today, and he struggled. Caratini, he flied out twice in the first and third, and then fifth inning he grounded out to second, and seventh inning flied out to left, and then eighth inning he grounded out to second. Now, Caratini still had a great spring. He's still batting .250 besides his 0-for-5 day today. Caratini's still having a good spring, but this was a bad day for him. Pena went 1-for-3. He struck out swinging in his first 2 at-bats. McCormick stole second in the third off of his strikeout. And then in the fifth inning, he had that triple where he scored off of the fielding error or throwing error by right fielder James Wood. So that was good for Jeremy. And he got replaced by Bastadas, who was 0-for-1 with a strikeout in his only at-bat. Let's recap the Astros pitching today. So Jose Urquidy pitched the first 4 innings, like I talked about. Wander Serraro came in and replaced Urquidy. He pitched the 5th inning and the first 2 outs of the 6th inning. So he went one inning and 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Taylor Scott would come in and pitch the last out of the 6th inning, and the 7th inning he gave up 1 hit with 2 strikeouts, 0 earned runs, 0 walks. Great game for him. Great outing for him. Bennett Sosa pitched the 8th inning for the Astros. He gave up 1 walk with 1 strikeout, didn't give up any hits or runs. Good outing for him. Parker Mashinsky would pitch the 9th, gave up 1 hit, and had 2 strikeouts. So, good outing for him as well. I mean, really, I think Urquidy definitely gave up a couple hits, 5 hits for sure, but That was in 4 innings of work. I think Urquidy was even solid for giving up 5 hits. I think really the only pitcher on the Astros today that wasn't good was Wander Sawaro. That was really the only guy. Taylor Scott, Bennett Sowosa, and Parker Mishensky really all did a good job, and so did Jose Urquidy. Really the only guy that wasn't good was Wander Sawaro, who gave up 2 of the 4 runs that were scored by the Nationals today. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out. Go Astros.